Hi investors, Joe here. I want to show you a quick and easy way to measure the percentage depth on stockcharts.com and the number of days, or we can call them periods, I suppose, days on a daily chart, or if you're doing a 3-minute chart or something, then we'll just call them 3-minute periods. I've been a member of stockcharts.com for many years, and I just discovered this. It's super cool. So the old way that I used to do it is I'd go to annotate, I'd go over here to the letters, click percentage change, measure like so. There's my measurement, and then if I didn't want to save that, I'd have to click this like so. And I didn't even know how to measure the number of days or the number of periods. But this is super easy. All you do now, let me just backtrack 1 second. If you are in, what is it called? List view. If you are in chart list view, this won't work. You have to click on the chart. So I wanted to show you this chart right here, 𝗕𝗨𝗬. So I've clicked on the chart, and then you need to make sure you've clicked on the inspect crosshairs tool. And then all you do is left click and drag it down, and then over here on the left side of the screen you will see 43%. That is the percentage of depth in that particular measurement. And then the way you measure the number of periods, same way, left click, you drag it across like that, and there is 163 periods. So this base, this is a pretty prototypical cup with handle, dare I say, textbook, was about 140. I just had to do some math. 140 days, 28 weeks, which is what, 7 months? So that's a nice long base. One other thing is, you've probably noticed, this inspection tool is a little bit distracting, so I do take it off, turn it off at times. But this will also show you, like, let's say you want to buy when it gets above the handle here. You can go above, you can put the cursor over the candle that is most prominent, I suppose. And here it will show you high 20.03, low 18.72, close is this, volume is that, open was that, and that is the date. So now, let's say I wanted to buy this. Well, I could set a buy stop at 19.65, sorry, 20.04, or you can right click over here and you can do create alert, and I could set the alert for that amount. Now, obviously, the alert would trigger right away because it is much higher above that. So when would we even use this tool? So part of it is to measure the length of bases, like we just talked about, because a base, you can't always just measure, you can't always just, like on this one, 𝗕𝗨𝗬, you could count, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. That's about 7 months. But sometimes it's a little trickier. Here's GEV, recent IPO. How long is this base? Not easy to figure out, but we can just drag it across. It is 18 days long, almost 1 month long in this primary base. Had a nice breakout today, by the way. One could have made a case for putting on a half position right there. So one thing we can do is measure the length of bases or the length of handles. Let's say you wanted to get cute here, not cute, but tricky here, and you see that this 𝗕𝗨𝗬 is in a handle. Instead of waiting for the traditional breakout, one thing you can do is buy down here along the danger zone. So see, you had these couple demand hammers here, and then you had a strong day, but it didn't quite set an all-time high. So let's say maybe you bought right there, and then you can set a time stop, and you make a note. You say, I'm going to give this 2 more weeks to break out, and if it doesn't by then it's not acting normally, and I'm going to cut it loose. So then, as you're watching it slide sideways, you can just measure across. On this particular day, that would have been 16 periods. That would have been 2 weeks. You would have cut it loose. Actually, would have been 3 weeks. So here's your 2 weeks right there. You would have cut it loose and then bought back in when it broke out. Now that example was probably not the best example. I should have shown you one where a handle started to droop down and eventually fell apart. But so yeah, you can use it to keep track of time stop. And depth is important. Let's say you are interested in buying this breakout and you want to think about, you want to set your stop beneath support here, but you don't want it to be more than 5%. So here's your breakout point, and that is 16%. So that's way more than I would advise for stops. I like to do an average of about 5%, or a 5 to 10, 5 and a 10 stagger, something like that. So then you would just need to do an arbitrary stop, which would be right about there. Put it right beneath the candle. Let's say you're going to do a little add-on on this platform. How deep is this platform? It's 11% deep, too deep. So I'd probably, if I was adding right there, I would probably do a stagger stop. I'd put half right there and the other half right there. Now this chart is actually kind of power play-esque. I wouldn't call it a traditional power play because it didn't go up over 100% in less than 2 months. But it did go from, 8 to 100 in a few months. So power play-esque. What is this stock, by the way? VKTX is, I believe they're making an oral obesity drug, which could really put the hurt on Lilly and Novo Nordisk, although I think at least Novo is also working on an oral obesity drug. So anyway, after it took off, I'm measuring here, took off 1,000% in just a few months, how much did it give back? It only gave back 40%. That means that the majority of investors think this is going to go higher, and therefore we should look at a new entry point. And I think we might be at that entry point. We'll see the market. I'm just putting a strong update today after some pretty considerable weakness, so I am wary. But we have the makings of a double bottom here, right? Here's one part of the W, here's the other part of the W. Tried and failed to get above the 50-day. Now, my assertion would be, this is April 23rd here, that tomorrow, April 24th, if it opens strongly to the upside and clears this candle, let's see how, that's about 5%. Boy, that's bigger. Oh, actually 3.5. So let's say if it opens about 3% or so, opens strongly and starts to challenge this 67.5, I will be willing to put on probably a quarter position. And then when it breaks above, let's use our tool again, when it breaks above 67.58, so you could set a buy stop with a buy limit. When it breaks that, then I'd add the other half, then I'd have half a position, and then I would wait for this to build out, make the other half of the double bottom, hopefully make a new platform, a handle of sorts. See, this is a double bottom, albeit about malformed. Here's one side, here's the other side. Love this little shakeout. It's great to have a shakeout in the bottom of base. And then here's the handle. Then if it'll give us another tight handle right about here, did we get in, complete our position, and then maybe it goes up another 1,000%. I don't know. Hopefully so. Okay, that video turned out to be a lot more than I planned for it to be, but maybe even if you take one thing away from it, it would be using this measurement tool, which is pretty awesome. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm pretty excited about it. So much better than going annotate, click on percentage change, oops, mess up, click on percentage change, yada, yada, yada. Now, listen, you guys, if you are interested in more technical technical analysis. Wow, that's hard to say. And stock strategy. I have Patreon service. There's a 7-day free trial. I show my portfolio and focus list every weekend. I've been trading for 28 years. There's a link to that in the description. And you also might consider visiting my partner, Seeking Alpha Premium. Let me show you what that looks like. Yeah, we can leave that. You can have real-time portfolios. You have access to all sorts of amazing articles and news items. I could go on, but I just encourage you to check it out by yourself, Seeking Alpha Premium. And while you're there, you might as well check out Alpha Picks too. SMCI, can no news be good news? This is a quantitative-based stock selection service that Seeking Alpha is offering. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Take care.